rice. Hi, I'm Anupa and I welcome you to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana, and I also welcome you to a series of cooking for beginners. By now you must have seen how to make breads. Now let's get on to rice. So this is the rice series. In this we will see how do we make basic rice. Now rice is something which people make it on a gas stove, or there are some people who also make it in the microwave. There are certain basic principles which one has to follow while making rice, like soaking rice, the quality of rice, a lot of things that are involved in making a rice. So what do? We will first learn how to make simple cooked boiled rice. So for this I have some ingredients with me. So let's first quickly run through the ingredients. 2 cups of basmati rice, salt to taste. So when we have to make rice, the most important thing here is to see what kind of rice we are using. What I am using here is the basmati rice, which is also the long grain rice, and it imparts good flavor to pulaus and biryanis. But today we are making a basic steamed rice. And how do we do that? First thing, the most important thing while cooking rice is soaking. So we will first see how much rice we are using here. Why do we have to measure rice? Because the amount of water that you will cook the rice in will all depend upon the quantity of rice. So very important, if you are a beginner and you have to know how to make good rice, first always measure the amount of rice that you are using. Like I am using half a cup of rice here. So this is half a cup in this bowl. Now what we will do is, we will first wash the rice. Now how do you wash rice? You have to wash this under running water. So whatever little bit of dirt or any such powders which are sprayed over the grain will all get washed off, and after that we will soak the rice for 15 minutes. It is very important to wash the grain of the rice. So never ever soak the rice before washing it. So it's very important that you just rub the grains lightly. Do not rub the grains hard because they'll break and then you will not have long grain rice. So this entire water, which is not so good, will have to be drained off. So this washing has to be done at least 3 times. So like this. Once again. You see this, when we cleaned the rice for the first time, the water was quite milky and now it's quite clear. So this is it. So now we'll soak the rice. This is done. We will soak this for about 20 minutes. After you soak the rice, it absorbs all the moisture that we have soaked it in, and then it is very easier for the rice to cook because it expands and the grain and everything looks just perfect. So very important is soaking. Rice has to be soaked before you cook it. So this we will set aside. I have a pan here to which I am going to add water. We had taken half a cup of rice. So for half a cup of rice, we would take about 1 cup of water. The ratio that we follow is 1:2, which means 1 part of rice to 2 parts of water. So what you have to do is, you have to take a pan, and here I have a pan with boiling water. As far as possible, try and cook rice with hot water so that the cooking also happens faster and the rice also cooks in a better manner. Very important, we will first take 1 cup of water in this pan, and to this we will add half cup of rice. The rice that we had soaked and kept, we will now add to this water. A light mix is what we will have to give here. That's it. We have not added salt to this, so some salt, very little salt, and we will cover this. Okay, now what we have to do is wait for the water to come to a boil. After that, we will reduce the heat to medium. In the meanwhile, I'll also show you, if you were to cook rice in a microwave, what you would do. So to cook rice in a microwave, I would prefer to use a dish with a flat bottom. So like this, to which we will add another half a cup of rice. So here I have half a cup of rice. Okay, now just spread it lightly. Okay, before we begin, just have a look at this. The water has started boiling. Now what we will do is we will turn the gas to medium low, and it will take about 15 minutes for this rice to be just perfect and ready for service. In the meanwhile, we will cook this half a cup of rice in the microwave as well. So we've taken soaked rice here. Again to this we will add hot water. For a microwave you will add some more water, which means if you were to take 1 cup of rice, instead of adding 2 cups of water you will have to add 2.5 cups of water. So half a cup of rice here and 1 cup of water and another half a cup, which means 1.5 cups of water for half a cup of rice. Mix some salt here, that's it, and now this will go into the microwave. But before that we have to cover this. If you have a dish which can be covered, you could just place the lid over it, or you could also cling wrap it like I'm going to do it now. Okay, after you have wrapped it like this, make small holes here for extra steam to escape. Okay, and now this will go in the microwave. So I have set it on microwave mode 100% for 15 minutes. So by 15 minutes the rice in the microwave will be done, and here this rice is almost getting done. You can see the steam getting escaped. I can also see some moisture there in the rice, but this also will get evaporated in a while and the rice will be perfectly cooked for service. Okay, so you see this, whatever extra water that was seen in the pan is all got evaporated, and there is very little which is left in the bottom, which is now getting out in form of steam. So once this steam stops, the rice will stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's when you have to stop, or you have to put the pan off the heat. After which you have to let it rest for at least 3 to 5 minutes, and then you can serve this steamed rice. So it's been 5 minutes that I switched off the heat, and as I see, the rice is just done. We'll take a serving bowl. Now what you have to do is, after the rice is ready like this, don't just scoop it up and serve. First you have to open it from the sides like this. Be a little gentle on the grains of the rice because they are quite delicate. If you follow the proportion of 1:2, your rice will be just perfect. You see this? Not a single drop of water and not a single grain of rice has stuck to the pan. Of course, I'm using a non-stick pan. Even otherwise, if you were to use any other pan, you just have to follow the ratio of 1:2 and you will have perfect steamed rice. So this is steamed rice, and our other rice is also getting done in the microwave. Let's quickly have a look as to what's happening in the microwave. We still have about 3.5 minutes more to go, and as I see, what is happening in it is that all the water has got absorbed in the rice, and in just about 3 minutes even this rice will be ready to be served. Okay, so it's done, and we have to now remove this from the microwave. The bowl is hot, so be careful. We have to open the cling wrap. Be careful, there will be a lot of steam which may also come on your hand. And before we serve, like I had done with the earlier rice, take a fork and just open the grains. And this has to be done while the rice is still hot, because later on the starch which is there in the rice will make the grains stick to each other. So while it is still hot, just open this, or else the rice will form a cake. That's it. So here we have steamed rice, one cooked in the microwave and one in a pan. Both recipes are very simple and very easy. For beginners, this is just the way you should go ahead and make your steamed rice. So I'm sure by the end of this you will be a master in your kitchen. Make this recipe just the way I have made it and you will be very proud of yourself.